Wood rowing, wood rowing. That'll do. Hello all my exciting Keiths, my name is Patrick and welcome to Fun with First Names, where each week we look into the meaning, origin and some extra fun facts behind one specific first name. And this week we're looking into the first name of Woodrow. Though before we begin, I just want to say if you want to help support Name Explain in a completely free way, then please do consider following me on Instagram. I really enjoy Instagram at the moment, it's my favourite social media by far. I love sharing just some silly photos about my life, behind the scenes sort of stuff going on here, and yeah, I'm just super enjoying it. It's Name Explain YT. I'm sure there'll be a link down below where you can go subscribe to me there, follow me there, sorry that's Instagram, not YouTube, but go check me out there, it's really good. I'd love to hit 1,000 followers on there. We're on about 650 at the moment, and I really do believe there's about 350 of you watching this who enjoy Name Explain enough to go follow me on there. If we do hit 1,000, I've got a really exciting announcement I want to share with you all. Though of course the best way to support Name Explain is through Patreon, and I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has become a patron since last week. This includes Brian Richgruber, Jake Smith, Damhan Alexander Corwin Squire, Michael Klopfer and Francis Hearn. Thank you so much to everyone who supported. Apologies if I mispronounced your name just then, and apologies if I forgot you. Anyway, on with today's name of Woodrow, and the most popular nickname of Woodrow is of course Woody, and Woody's a great name. I'm sure a certain cowboy will come to mind for a lot of you. I think Woody may even surpass Woodrow as a name, funnily enough. A lot of people are called Woody without even being a shortening of Woodrow these days. Now Woodrow isn't a very popular name. You might be thinking, Patrick, why did you choose for Woodrow to be a name explained in this week's Patreon Fun with First Names poll? It was between Woodrow, William and Walter. William and Walter are way more popular, so I'm kind of flicking you guys the V's just then. Shouldn't have done that. Those three names are much more popular names, like those two names are much more popular names, William and Walter, so why Woodrow? And the main reason I chose the name Woodrow to explain is simply because how obvious and literal it is. You guys will know if you've been watching for some time, I love it when a name's meaning is really literal and obvious and like painfully obvious, and Woodrow is one of those, and that's why I chose to explain it, and luckily you guys chose for me to explain it on Patreon. If you look at this name, you'll see it splits perfectly down the middle as wood and row. And these meanings don't come from any ancient meaning, they literally mean what you expect them to mean. The wood part means wood, and the row part means row. Row as in things like standing in a row, I need to add, not row as in like row, row, row your boat kind of row. Though like wood rowing somehow would be really awesome. I kind of fell off on my R just then. Wood rowing, wood rowing. That'll do. Woodrow is believed to initially be a surname and then over time became a first name. Many first names, as we looked at in the past, started life as surnames, and Woodrow is still a surname to this day. It's a habitual name, so it relates to where someone would have lived or does still live to this day. And here it comes, the really obvious literal part of this name. The name Woodrow literally means someone who lives in a row of houses by a wood. Yep, it literally just means that if you look at any explanation of this name, it's literally Woodrow means living by a row of wood, row of wood. God, my lisp is taking a toll this time, my speech impediment, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, it's an incredibly obvious literal name, and I'm really happy when I get to explain really obvious literal names. It makes my work a hell of a lot easier, that's for sure, and thank you for you guys for voting for this name for me to explain. The name really gained popularity with the US President Woodrow Wilson. Though despite being known as Woodrow Wilson, his first name wasn't actually Woodrow, that was his middle name. His first name was actually Thomas. So imagine if he never chose to be called Woodrow and instead just stuck with his first name of Thomas. This name of Woodrow would have probably fell even to more deeper obscurity. And because he was president, not only did he popularize this name, but also many things became named after him. As it is with most presidents have stuff named after them. We made a whole video about it, there might be a link to it somewhere up there. However, as things are named after him, things are starting to be not named after him. Woodrow Wilson didn't have the best opinions on race and segregation, lots of shady stuff like that. Quite openly expressive his opinions on that. I won't go into detail about it here, but not cool opinions to have basically, especially in this day and age. And this has manifested itself in places removing his name from their establishment. A prime example I found was Woodrow Wilson Middle School, which has had a vote to remove the name Woodrow Wilson from it. Woodrow Wilson was in office from 1913 to 1921, and the name really peaked with him being in office, that's for sure. It spiked in popularity in the USA in 1912 as the 46th most popular first name. However, since then it has really dived in popularity popularity, that's for sure. The last time it was in the 1000 most popular boys' names in the USA was in 1983 as the 954th most popular boys' name. So yeah, really isn't a popular name these days. Likewise here in the UK, not particularly popular either. In regards to famous Woodrows, we've already mentioned the most famous Woodrow Wilson, but there's also Woodrow Harrelson, famous actor who you may probably know better as Woody Harrelson. If you have to watch one Woody Harrelson film, watch Kingpin. Not enough people talk about Kingpin. It's a really good flick. And as mentioned, Woodrow can be a surname too, with Bill Woodrow as a prime example of that, a famous artist / sculptor. His work looks really cool, that's for sure. And I have no evidence for this, but I'm gonna say Woody from Toy Story's first name is actually Woodrow. I'm just declaring that myself. If someone can edit like the Pixar Wikipedia to say that Woody's first name is actually Woodrow, then that would be awesome. Cheers, thank you. You may think Woody Allen is a famous Woodrow, but this isn't actually the case. So he was actually born with the first name of Allen. I can't remember his exact original surname, but eventually he changed his name to Haywood Allen legally at age 17, I believe. He became Haywood Allen, and then he shortened Haywood to Woody's and became Woody Allen. So it's a name change and then a nickname as to how he got the first name of Woody. Nothing to do with the name Woodrow. And as always, we'd like to try and find a pro wrestler due to my love of pro wrestling with the name we're talking about. And while I couldn't find a Woodrow, I found a Woody. This being Woody Farmer. He's one of those really old school wrestlers, like black and white sort of putting him up like that sort of guy. There definitely needs to be more wrestlers called Woodrow. Woodrow the wrestler is a really good name, really good vibe to it. But anyway, that's just about everything you guys need to know about the name Woodrow. But what are your thoughts on this name? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you know anyone with the name Woodrow? Are you called Woodrow yourself? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And of course, I want to share some of the thoughts you guys had on last week's name of Veronica. Stuart Tamanaha said, I always thought it came from Verona, Italy. You know what? I did as well, but until I checked my baby name book, that doesn't seem to be the case. However, Verona has become a name unto itself, a girl's name, particularly I read, and that does come from the city of Verona in Italy. So it kind of is a name, just nothing to do with Veronica. Kalman Lenitsky said, my guess is that Saint Veronica started out as a legend about an unnamed woman with the nickname Vera Icona, which became Veronica, which was anglicized as a real name. Yeah, I'm cool with that. That's a really good theory behind how we got the name Veronica, if she was already called Veronica, and if it meant true image before her. We talked about it all last time. Go check out that video. And Darmo10 said, you bought that suit in Holland, didn't you? And to all the Netherlanders face palming below me, no, you're never going to live it down. I didn't buy it from the Netherlands, but I believe the company who sell it, Oppersuits, I believe they're a Dutch company, so that's why it's so Dutch. You can have loads of other non-Dutch suits as well, and they're a really good company. I definitely want to buy more suits from them. Maybe when I hit like $800 or $900 a month Patreon, I'll buy another suit from them and wear something even more ridiculous. And thank you to everyone who did appreciate that suit. I really enjoy getting to wear it again, even though it was just that one time. I was amazed it still fit. I bought that like 6-8 years ago now, and it still fits, which is really good to hear. I'm rambling too much. Thank you all so much. Let's carry on. Next week, we'll be looking to a name starting with the letter X. And yes, I have no clue what that's going to be either. But if you want to help choose what name it is going to be specifically, it will be decided on a poll exclusively for my patrons to vote on. So if you enjoy the channel, want to help support the show, and have a say in what names get explained, then please do consider donating on Patreon. Just $1 a month helps out in a huge way. There'll be a link down below for where you can help follow on there. And yeah, it helps out massively. But anyway, that's enough from myself now. Goodbye and take care.